Describing language. Describing language is chapter is the fifth paragraph of the book How to Teach English, and it explains some properties of language. Um, this book, How to Teach English, was written by Jeremy Harmer. We are going to present describing language as the paragraph. Um, we are Gabriel Villarreal, Daniel Castro, and Rodian Camilo. Uh, so this chapter is divided in 9 sections. The first one is meaning in context. Mm, this section basically explains the difference between meaning per se and what the speaker intends or wants people to understand what his intention is. And to understand this, we use the context. There are explained as the circumstances in which we have where, when, the situation, the culture between speakers. For example, we have here an example in which it's shown a sentence a person can say that is, it's warm in here. And this sentence can change depending on the context. What the speaker wants people to understand can change depending on the context where the sentence was said. For example, here we have that if the person is lazy, ill, or in some position of power, it may be a request or an order. These three are different contexts, but they are somehow similar and they are related and can be understood as the same way that can be a request or an order depending on some little details. But for example, on the other hand, we have that if the context change as here, in which it could be this sentence could be presented or said in a context where a person is coming out of a call, it may mean or the intention maybe for the speaker maybe satisfaction or pleasure to express those feelings. Mm, some other sections we have here are forms and meaning, and which the author tries to present how one form can express many meanings and one meaning can express many forms. And for example, here a meaning or concept in one form can be expressed in different ways. For example, with the form present continuous, we can express many meanings that are the present, the future, and temporary and complete event. With this present continuous, we may say, "I'm not listening. I'm seeing him tomorrow, and they are enjoying the weather." We're using the same meaning, the same form, but we're expressing three different meanings: the present, the future, and these incomplete events. Mm, on the other hand, we have one meaning to can be expressed by many forms, um, though they could have a slightly different meaning, but not that much. And here we have that the meaning we want to express is the future in this example, and we use many forms as future, present progressive, the going to, in future with going to, and we are using them to express the future. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to see you tomorrow. I'm seeing you tomorrow. They have a slightly different meaning, but we are expressing the same meaning or concept that is the future with different forms. And the last part I want to discuss is text and discourse. He refers to the devices we use to stick text together and the way we connect ideas and sentences together. And between this, we have lexical cohesion and grammatical cohesion. And the first one involves using words and group of words to keep a topic together. And grammatical cohesion uses pronouns, articles, and tense agreement, among others, to the same purpose: keep the text, the topic together.
I'm going to explain the parts of speech. We'll consider the part of speech in terms of the noun phrase, verbs, adverbs and prepositions and discourse. The first one is noun phrases. A noun phrase refers to words that work the same way as a noun. A noun phrase features a noun, pronoun, and other modifiers. For example, I want a cute puppy for Christmas. Here, we can use the a as an article. That is, an article must be a part of a noun phrase since it's usually used. The next one is a cute, that works as an adjective and refers to a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. In this case, the noun, that is a puppy. Also, the function of the noun phrases, like any noun, a noun phrase it can function as a subject, an object, or a complement within a sentence. The next one is adverbs. An adverb describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. It tells us how, where, when, how much, and with what frequency. For example, for tell someone how, we can use cutely, peacefully. For tell someone where, we can use above, about. For telling someone when, we can use the words now, yesterday, tomorrow. And for telling someone else how much, we can use a quiet, fairly. And the last one is how often, we can use always, something, often. And the last one is the coordinating conjunctions. There are 7 coordinating conjunctions. That is for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. The coordinating conjunctions connect the words, phrases, and clauses. Here we can see some examples of that. For example, we listen eagerly, for he brought the news of our families. Here, the conjunction can connect the meaning of the sentence.
Okay, as we are talking about describing language, we have to take into account the most simple and basic parts of the language. In grammar, we have sentences. So we have here the parts of a sentence that are subject, verb, complement, and adverb. We have here an example that is it is warm in here, and we have to remember that if we change the order of these elements, we could create another sentence completely different. For example, in the first sentence, it is an affirmation. It is warm in here, and in the second, is it warm in here? That's a question, but we have the same words, but in a different order. So we make another different sentence, completely different. We have two types of verbs that are transitive and intransitive. Transitive verbs are the ones that needs the presence of direct object, and intransitive verb are the opposite. We have two types of object that are direct and indirect object. Hypothetical meaning We use it when we talk about something that is not real and we want to express it, for example, something that is not easy to understand for someone in real words. So we use hypothetical sentence for make it easier for the people who listen to understand it. For example, if you pay online, you get a discount. This is something real because we could be sure of that. We know the consequence of this action. And hypothetical meaning, if I had a dog, I'd take it for walks. We cannot be sure of that because we don't know the future and we cannot say what would happen because it's not something real. Words together, um, we will look at three specific instances of words that group together: collocation, lexical chunks, and idiom or idiomatic expressions. Collocations and lexical chunks are very similar. We use it for like express something with just one word or express just one thing with a lot of words. For example, in lexical chunks, if we want to express something and we say over the moon, and an idiomatical expression, we have, for example, go bananas or full of beans, that means energetic, or go bananas is like being angry for something. And it is not easy to understand for people that doesn't know the idiom, that doesn't live in the country where that language is spoken. So we have language functions that is a purpose you wish to achieve when you say or write something. It's like the intention that we have when we speak or say anything. For example, get here on time next class if you know what's good for you. That is kind of rude and it is one of the language function. And the other one is next class on time, okay? It is kind of soft for people that are listening